Hello and welcome to episode 28 of SK Encore. This week was really light on news, but since the spring concerts have been released on DVD and Blu-ray the other time, we're going to do a slight recap on this. I'm Chris, and joining me again are Nick.
Hey.
Jeff.
Yep.
And Will.
Yes.
Starting off with the news, first some news about Yuki-chan.
Yeah, some wrestling event. DDT is a wrestling promotion, and some SK members have been working with them recently. We've got Chuli, who was there for as announcer, and then we had Dasu. And so right now, don't remember if we had Dasu or Kaotan. They actually had a belt from DDT, and I think. Kaotan was supposed to appear on the show as champion, so it could mean Kaotan is graduating soon, because so they had Yuki-chan.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe good news. So they had Yuki-chan beat her on video for the belt. So Yuki-chan is going to appear on a DDT event on the 28th. So yeah, maybe that means that Kaotan couldn't go on that show. So I don't know.
Hopefully.
More wrestling. Like it.
Okay. Yeah. Next on the 11th, there was a small, I think, TV segment where they showed some backstage stuff about the costume, which was designed by the Nagoya Design Academy for SKE's anniversary. And Dasu appeared in it. It's like a short clip on the morning program and of Nagoya TV. And the same, for costumes on the 12th, we had, it was announced that some costumes from SKE will be on display out in Shibuya at HMV and Books in Shibuya. So if you go there, you can see a couple of costumes standing there. It looks like...
It's funny because Matt Elena went, I think yesterday.
Yeah.
Went to see it.
What I can see, it's Gonna Jump, Kokaitishu Taichu, Matsumurabu, let's see, Choco, 12月 Kangaroo, and I think Rena's graduation dress, like some of those.
Yeah, because Rena posted a picture wearing that dress, and I had no idea why, but that's probably the reason.
Yeah. So it looks like 10 costumes. I don't know if they are more in another place, but yeah, it's for the promotion of their costume book, which they released the other day. Yeah. Also, just some self-promotion. We have a Discord now, just to get the international SKE community more together. And if you go to Nick's Twitter, you should find a link to the Discord, and it's open for everyone to join and participate in spreading SKE.
Yeah, please join. It's great. We got a lot of little community projects we want to set up. Anyone can join. Anyone can kind of help us. And just come and hang out and talk with everyone. It'll be great.
And we're looking for more fans of Julina because we don't have enough yet.
Yeah, totally. With that, we finish normal news and go to the graduated members news, which actually are more than normal news this week.
Yeah, so first off, we have news about Shibata Aya. So she will be, tomorrow, she's going to be on a national show as the kind of assistant MC.
Oh.
The show is called Nagashima Kazushige, who's a former baseball player, to Ikareru Onatachi. So it's basically him, and then, well, there's 3 guys, and then it's a bunch of girl panelists. Anyway, I really don't know, really doesn't matter what the show's about. The important thing is that Aya-chan is she's the co-MC for that show, and she said it was one of her kind of dreams, I guess. I'm Not really sure why. But yeah, I guess it's a pretty big show. I never heard of the show before.
No, it's just because it's her first time doing that on national TV rather than local, right?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, anyway, very cool.
Yeah. Speaking of local TV, Wanchan also had yesterday a bigger experience on Osaka TV as a co-host. But we had already so many great news I didn't put it in our list. And yeah.
She was eating a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's that one, right?
Yeah. And yeah, last week we had Hono-chan coming back from nowhere after graduation, and this week it's Saki-din. So Ishigawa Saki also came back from nowhere after graduation. This time she appears in a stage play, as it looks. And she also opened apparently a Twitter and Instagram again. Oh no, a blog and Instagram.
That's really
this is really insensitive of me, but I had no idea who she was. Like I had to Google. I totally forgot who she was. I'm like, oh, who's that? No, I had like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, is she a member? I forgot. Is she still in the group? I had no idea. So
yeah, she really did. I don't even remember when she graduated, to be honest.
Like the same time as everyone. Like I think her and maybe she just left like the same week of as Honoka, I think.
Yeah.
Because when,
yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember two members graduated, so I think that was her.
Okay.
But maybe, like, there's been so many that we don't even.
It was like it was pretty much the same month.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Then some news about finally Miyamai.
We heard she was going to be in a movie. At least I remember seeing the trailer some months ago. It's being released this month. On 20th. So yeah, I remember watching the trailer because there's the main role is Kamiya Elina from Steam Girls. So yeah, I don't remember if we talked about it on the news. Maybe we weren't doing the podcast at that time. But I remember watching the trailer.
Yeah, I can't remember that we talked about it.
So yeah, that's cool because that's something she wanted to do. Yeah. And her graduation and post-graduation has been kind of weird with her situation with her agency and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy to see her doing something.
I agree. Yeah. And some about Rena.
Yeah, we actually don't have enough Rena news. I just noticed that we basically never talk about her, and yet she has the most probably grand news. But anyway.
True, yeah.
Next month, she's going to be releasing a short story in a magazine or something like that. And the little short story's name is going to be Nugutemo, which means like, even though I wipe. I'm guessing it's tears. But anyway, apart from that, nothing really concrete about it. Well, there's, that I've read. But she's been planning this for about 2 years, actually, writing a kind of story. So she's finally going to be able to do that, and it'll be in some publication next month.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, with that we are already finished with more normal news, and we go to the theater roundup. We had a Station Girl stage on Tuesday, just actually, noon and evening, which of course nobody had time to watch. Then on the 9th we had Koku Seitansai, which I don't think we watched, but Nick has read some stuff.
Yeah, I very quickly just went through the Matome. Basically, the things to take away from her Seitansai is that she basically said that she wants to be a singer. And the letter was by Makiko, read by Naki. And she was she was asked, obviously, what do you want to do for the future, blah, blah, blah. And she said that obviously, you know, like every member can obviously say, oh, they want to get in Senbatsu, they want to rank in the Sosenkyo. That's all obvious. But her current goal, like I guess the thing she wants to concentrate on the most now is to increase her handshake sales because they're bad at the moment. She said that herself. And that's the first step, is that she just has to work on that before really doing anything. Sorry, that's all I really had time to read.
No. Yeah.
Like, it's very important in 48, but it's like really on, like for SKE, like pretty much for anything, to have anything, you need to have like handshakes. That's
yeah.
You need that.
Well, we just look at the you know, every Senbatsu for the past couple of singles, especially this past one.
Yeah. Good. On Wednesday there was a K2 stage. Same problem as with Asian Girls. No time to watch. But,
too much stuff this week. But pretty crazy with all the concerts and stuff. Just
things to watch.
I think it's like the first time in like month that I haven't seen like any like LOD like the whole week.
I watched the Ramne stage again. So.
And I still got I still have like the revival stages and stuff. Like I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, next week will be full with stages, by the way. We have Station Girls, Yuzuki
and Session Girl and Session Girls and Session Girls and Session Girls.
Yeah, one Team S and one K2 stage. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's continuing this way until the end of the month. Let me see. Until the end of the month, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-Station Girl stages in 15 days. In 17. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, with that we can go to the TV and media roundup. Starting with Musubi.
This week's Musubi, so it was very good. So the lineup, we got full K2, got Nao, Yunana, Airi, and Yuki-chan. So yeah, they were like, I called that like a game center, but it was like, I've never seen anything like that. It's just like, like some kind of center with multiple games, like, I don't know, like extreme games, like climbing and stuff. And some VR, for some reason, there's a VR game. For no reason at all. But so they had to, so it was just after, I don't know if that was the SSA or not. So pretty much they said, okay, we are going to air some songs if you can beat Yoshimura. And each time they were losing against him, they were losing a song. So yeah, like pretty much it was like kind of bullshit, because the first one was climbing and they had to attain some points. So it's funny because like Yuki-chan did it, and she has super long legs and she's super nimble, so she was pretty much like using her legs to hit the points and not moving a lot. So the last second one was how do you call that? Dodgeball on trampoline. So yeah, of course they lost to Yoshimura because like nobody can throw a ball, of course.
1 versus 4, but yeah, they couldn't. Because like the actually some of the girls did like Yunana did dodge quite a lot of balls, but yeah, they were all aimed at her, and no girl threw the ball like less than 2 meters away from Yoshimura.
Yeah, they can throw, so very much. Kind of a problem with dodgeball. The third one was like the VR games, so it was pretty weird. So it's funny because it was going to be Yoshimura versus 2 girls, I think, or 3 girls, and they say, you need a partner. So Ailey was a partner, and of course she lost on purpose. Pretty much, she was.
I don't think it was on purpose. I think she just lost because she was really bad. Like they selected her by having the girls play 2 versus 2, and she was so bad at it that they sent her with Yoshimura, and without her, he may have won actually.
Yeah, she was the only girl with negative points when they when they played. So they had so they won they won, and then that's the song they played at the end of the episode. And the last one, it's just like they had to walk on a zipline. So yeah, so pretty much as usual in Musubi, they're like, yeah, okay, we just have 30 minutes left, so yeah, just do that, and they chose now to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made an excuse like, actually, we're gonna show your song only 15 seconds. If you want more, you have to walk on this rope, like 6 meters high. And well, that was, but like the end was kind of anticlimactic because I didn't understand in the beginning when they were going to air the song. So I thought, okay, maybe it's on on a big TV show or something. No, it was just at the end of Musubi, so whatever. They don't need to play games to do that. So.
Like I thought it was going to be like another episode, like because Yoshimura said I'm just going to win anything and do an episode about golf because he likes it, but yeah. So yeah, good episode, and the preview from the next week seems very good. Like they are shooting each other with bows, so it should be good.
Then maybe I can finally watch an episode again. I still have to watch this one too. Okay, yeah. For Ninja Nayo, we had the videos from 1st to 5th with some funny pairings. The episode with the Luchan and the Leona was, for some reason, uploaded again. I don't know if there was big of a difference.
I don't know.
And yeah, I like the Ai vs Koku one. And well, I don't know, Airi was also funny. Yukatan vs Ami was really cute. And
Luchan and Leona was like, Luchan was on full like Baka mode, so it was super. Pretty much Leona like just laughing it out, like, come on, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like Kuma was like super drunk on our episode. Like she, it's the only time like I've seen Yokonyan on a Ninja Nayo. Pretty much she couldn't do anything because Kuma was just going crazy like with Mitsukichi, and pretty much she was just there, just okay. Kuma-chan's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think we had a Sanjanayo, so...
I don't think so.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
So I didn't see any upload.
Yeah, so...
SK Gakuen, did anyone try to watch?
No.
Who's in it?
I opened the video, skipped quickly through it, and it was inside with some old bald guy was with five of the girls. I don't even remember who was there, but it looked very boring.
I remember seeing Kohaku and Ayam Melo, I think.
Yeah, so
I've seen some tweets.
Melo,
Kohaku. Okay, yeah, that's all talk.
The D3
Yeah, I saw what they're doing. Like I waited until they show what plan they had, and it was like increase your self-introduction and speaking powers. So I was like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'm like 3 episodes like late on Gakuen.
Yeah,
really need to, but yeah, too much stuff to do. So yeah.
Okay, then AKB48 show, which I actually also watched.
Which was SK48 show this week for the 10 years anniversary. So first they had a segment where some of the girls were talking about where they were 10 years ago, what they were doing. So most of them were like 5 years old, 6, 7. So they had small pictures of them at this time, which was pretty cute. And then Mio, for some reason, brought a drawing from this time. I think she's the only one who did brought something special. After that, so we had the Team S song. So what's the title? Bokura no Kaze, is it?
Yeah.
It's like the first one on Tetsuna, right? I think.
Yeah.
Then, and there was a small introduction about where the song is coming from and all. After that, it was another episode of Obamina and the manager. So she arrived introducing herself as Sosenkyo number 8 Obamina. And basically, like the 3 other girls spend their time trashing her while she was bullying her into saying she's their favorite senpai, etc. And the manager didn't do a lot this time, but as usual, it was funny.
Yeah.
Then Kizashi from K2.
Yeah.
Then there was a segment about we saw I skipped it because basically we saw Matsumura Kaori's graduation announcement.
Yeah, I skipped that.
I only saw the first 5 seconds, so it's the first time you see a grad announcement where basically she comes out of out of behind some other members during MC at the end of the concert and hey, I'm graduating. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's
and,
what I mentioned last time.
Yeah.
It's super annoying announcement.
So some of the girls were just like, wait, is she's serious or not? Like the way she's talking about it. Well, but luckily she was. And then the Timmy song. What was the Timmy song? A song that
was it Banana Kakume? No, it was
No.
Mirai something, no?
Wasn't it mainly Shimitemo also? It's from that current stage, at least. From the SK.
Is it?
Stage.
Actually, I don't know this song, so yeah, I expected it was from the current stage, but anyway. And next week there will be another song from Team K2.
Okay, it was Mirai ga Meni Shimiru. So we both got half of it.
Yeah, I don't know this one. But same for next week. It's so next week is not a SK special. There's all the groups, but like each sister group actually has one song, including Teammate, and the K2 song is Kaiyugyo no Capacity.
It's the song that has the same intro as Jump from Van Halen.
Okay.
It's something I noticed a while back. It's
nice. Nice random trivia.
Yeah, it's probably copied. I don't know why they could do this, but apparently nobody noticed.
Because it's in Japan.
Yeah.
They copy everything on TV and everything.
It's on YouTube, so you can check it if I'm just wrong, or if I found the big copycat. Yeah. Okay, so I guess with that, we're done for the AKB show.
Yeah.
And with that, also the TV and media roundup. As we mentioned, pretty short. But now we go to the concerts. We talked about all of the concerts already when they happened, because I went to the Saitama Super Arena and the noon Gaishi concert, and Will went to the Gaishi evening concert.
Yeah.
But since the DVD and Blu-ray are out now, the other two could have watched by now. I think Nick didn't, though, but...
And
I
then there were also the full perfs of the 6th gen and their opposition concerts, which we talked also when we saw like most of it, or at least half of it, on previous broadcasts. But like this time was the full show with some backstage as well.
Yeah. For that one, I've so far only watched the 6th gen part, but I'm going back to the full one later.
Yeah, it's like that's how bad my how many things I had to watch, because I still haven't watched it. Like I had to watch like the anniversary perf and everything and the concerts. So yeah, I just watched like the Okidoki because on their opposite it was just like 15 seconds of something like that. So I wanted to see the full perf, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
If there's one song to watch from this full show, it's this one. It's the best Okidoki ever.
Yeah.
Kuma is on fire. Many of the girls are on fire. You see Naki like falling and sliding because of the rain, like 3 meters away from the stage, and then Ryoha helping her to get back up and come back. It's a mess. It's amazing.
Yeah. This one was really, really great. And I still haven't watched the evening concert and the making ofs, but I would catch up with this week. Anyway, let's talk about it. I know that Jeffrey liked the Nagisa no Cherry from the Gaishin.
Dude, that was like I thought like Lala wasn't on those concerts.
Yeah.
So I was pretty surprised to see her actually.
Yeah, it was before hiatus.
Yeah, she announced her hiatus the day after the Gaishii Hall concerts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because for me it was pretty much the same period. So yeah, that's still the thing. Like you're happy to see her again, and you're like, shit. I really like her, and yeah.
I still need to check this song frame by frame because depending on camera, I should be, at least my pen lights should be visible because I'm just like 2 meters behind her. So I got to see this wonderful song up right in front of me.
That was like I kind of knew what to expect from the noon show at Gaishii, but I didn't remember at all what was up at the SSA.
Yeah.
And actually, it was like there were not a lot of units, like compared to usual, but they were really good. Like the Wimbledon with the Ego-chan Center, and somehow they put Yukina and Obamina in this unit. So the first reaction was, what's wrong with them? Actually, Yukina was maybe the cutest after Ego-chan.
Because I don't remember, I think they did like the 5 members, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one of the, so for the SSA, that's one of the things I really didn't like. Like for many, I pretty much at the end of the concert, I felt like I've seen like 10 members maybe. Like the screen time is horrible.
Yeah, that's really, really bad. So I noticed yesterday too.
Yeah,
unless you are a Juna fan, then you can be super happy because you get lots of time.
Pretty much for every song, it was like only the center, maybe another girls, and that's it. I don't remember which songs, but like that's just like at the end of the perf, I've seen like the Miyomaru was in there. Oh, and that girl was in there too, and like a full perf, and I haven't seen them once, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Even the units, you expect that at least if there's only 5 girls, they will have a lot of screen time. But Shalala calendar, apart from Yunana, you didn't see a lot of the other girls. And then Escape, for example, it was not as bad on Galaxy of Dreams, but on Escape, the camera, like when they it was cutting every half a second. Like you couldn't even see what was going on. It was a pain.
The camera cuts. Oh my god. Like I remember like an Escape concert. I don't remember which one. Like a long time ago, and pretty much it's the same thing. Like for every dance performance, they were cutting like the camera every second. Like what? Why? Like that's. Like exactly specifically for the dance songs you shouldn't do that because pretty much you don't see anything, you don't see any moves, you don't see nothing.
And those songs really live from the choreo, and if you don't see the choreo, it's
Jeff, I know you posted some gifs of that on your Twitter of all the cuts, so I felt like throwing up after watching. I honestly don't know how you watched the entire concert. Like I was gonna watch the concerts, but Honestly, after I saw your gifts, I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want them to cut. So like it was only for a little. Was that the whole concert or just a little bit?
Specifically for some songs, like pretty much I love to do gifs when I watch performance, and pretty much I like there's the one with the cuts. It was actually a video because I pretty much did three or four gifs of the whole concert because the cuts were so quick. You pretty much you couldn't make any gifs. That's like how quick the cuts were. So yeah, like what's the use? Like you just show one numbers 1 second and then you switch pretty much. Yeah, like and yeah, at the end of every perf I was like, I don't remember anyone like beside the center because like pretty much everyone was just like 1 second and you cut. Like, okay. So yeah, like the SSA I kind of disliked it. As we say, not many units, and yeah, like pretty much the whole production was horrible for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, only 6 units, and even like calling Galaxy of Dreams or Escape units is it's a bit far-fetched. And then like Gonna Jump, it was a unit with like 12 girls. You don't have time to see them. It's not really a unit. Then I don't know, the 15 kind of team songs or whatever they did after. It was fine, but nothing special. And then the 4 years ago at SSA, they did all their 14 singles back then in a row without a break. So it was a way to show, we SKE, we can do that. Like no other 48 groups can do that. Yeah. And they did it with the 9 new singles since that. For actually 8 singles plus Natsuyo Isoge from the album. Yeah. And that's just seeing singles one after the others is not the most interesting thing. Yeah. The first MC was really fun. With the
videos.
With the videos, from of Lala and Churi,
Yeah. Well, I liked also the MC with the rules, especially when it came for Yuki-chan, where she talked about don't look at our legs and more to our faces. Which was, I think, the second one or so.
But yeah, like pretty much it's the second time we've seen the Lala video with the double mic because they used it for the one of like last year's anniversary show, I think.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's still so good. And it's funny because for the making of for the backstage. So actually, Lala she saw like the quiz and so she saw the question and she was, oh no, not again.
And Churi was on stage during the MC when they asked the song when they asked the question about her, and you could see her face like, oh fuck, I hope that everybody had forgotten about this. Yeah. It was at a request hour. They didn't say which year specifically, but it's a Team K2 song that starts, and she starts dancing. So like all the girls are sitting on stairs on each side of the scene, and she starts dancing when she hears the music, and then realizes, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be on this one, and she's not in the correct costume, so she runs backstage.
And she was the center too.
She's panicking. She comes back right at the center position.
Yeah. Then I found myself, by the way, in the. I found myself the background for. It's good when you have Wanchan and II's pen lights because they are pretty unique in that combination. But yeah, I liked the Gaishi concert.
You mean pretty rare?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Maybe because I just focused on it, but when watching Saitama, I saw so many people with II's pen lights in the cameras.
I meant having both. Like,
that's pretty rare. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know another guy who was Oshi of both, but I don't think he went to concerts more often.
It's 1 in a million.
Yeah. But yeah.
So then, yeah, the SSA were much better. Like
the Geisho,
yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
So for the first perf, they did a skit. So it was a skit and multiple songs in it.
I remember I didn't like it when I watched it.
I when I've seen like the skit, I remember you said it was like too long or something.
Yeah, when I watched it now, I liked it quite a lot. But I think when I was there, I felt
like, totally.
You can do songs in that time. That's what I felt back then. So give me more songs or so. But
it was Tani, Makiko,
Barbecue
and Kautan.
And Kautan, as students, as bad students.
And like the way they got introduced is like the foul-mouthed Makiko, the room home is dirty. Tani, what was it for Barbecue? I don't remember.
And then always repeating.
And then just Obamina.
Yeah.
Minalin was so good. So good in this skit.
Actually, a friend of mine who's not into ski, but I forced him to watch the concert, and he was like, "Okay, I like her."
Yeah, she was like doing a weird character. Like she was kind of stupid, like kind of cute. So and she was like pretty much
the normal version of Nono, I guess.
So pretty much it was the three girls and Minalun was on the side the whole time. It was very good. So we got Ego-chan, the good girls who are was trying to cheer them up to graduate high school, and Mikoto as a teacher. But yeah, like just the beginning of the skit, and Tani said like there were probably like 2 lines into the skit, and pretty much she said, "Oh, I messed up my line." Pretty much like Makiko was trying not to laugh, like Kautan was like I'd like you like to do it like seriously, like Milan was you're trash. So that's super good.
Yeah, like the beginning of the concert, I thought was not as good as the evening one.
Yeah, totally.
Like it was just a few songs, like nothing special. Uho, uho, ho, whatever.
And they cut out the scene where Randan was evening the banana.
Oh, did they edit it? No. No.
You can't see.
No.
But no, like the moment where I felt the concert was restarting was on Pinocchio-gun, which was like probably the best group song out of of both performances.
Yeah, I remember I was super jealous seeing the evening setlist.
Me too.
Yeah, because the evening, like, is pretty much, it begins with a dance number, then escape. So pretty much it was.
Yeah, they wanted to show that the noon stage was the festival one and the evening was the
because
energy one.
In the making of, I think it was Joanna who said that. Yeah, pretty much like the evening one was dance serious one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the escape, the arrangement. I don't know if we heard it before on a escape performance.
On escape, no.
I know that's the one they use. They used in the special stage 8 at the AKB Theater.
Yeah,
because they do it like 4 people with Nao and 3 good dancers, so it's a bit tough for Nao usually, but.
Because
it's a nice version.
Because that's a version from Humana did.
Yeah, they talked about it after during the MC, but I went back to check if it was the same as SS8, and it was. And then
how's my girl?
What?
How was my girl?
Which one?
The
Kuma, Naki. Maya,
I
actually.
think it was when I watched the making of. I think the best part was Maya, like completely panicking before doing Kareano Station. Like she was reading the lyrics on her phone, like virtually 20 seconds before going on stage. And when she came back, like she fell in the arms of Julina and who else was it? I don't remember. But like she was a complete mess right after the perf. It's probably the best part of the making of.
Yeah.
We've got like some other units, like I like when I've seen the beginning. I remember like seeing that the Tenshino Shippo with the skinny girls, Julina, Miyomaru, and Kano.
Afternoon, because I didn't see it, but yeah, like
Yeah.
when you know they are hidden, they try to hide their faces behind the balloons. But like just when you see the legs, you know that the first two girls have to be Kano-chan and Mio. And then when Julina shows herself, like you hear a huge reaction from the audience.
Yeah.
Like they really didn't expect that for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the only time Julina is going to have the biggest legs like in a group of people ever. But yeah, like Miyomaru was like so beautiful in the costume, so yeah.
Well, all of them. But yeah, a lot of units were a bit unexpected. Like
yeah,
I don't know,
like, I don't think
the weird one was Wagamama Nagariboshi. Like, why do you put Obamina and Ruchan together?
yeah, exactly.
I noticed they were also paired during the Wimbledon in Saitama.
Ah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't want to put two cute girls, then you can put Minarun and another old hag like her. But yeah, it was a bit weird to have like two girls like with 10 years difference doing that.
So yeah, we had like the Danshan was like in a dance unit with Makiko and Oshilin, I think. So yeah, that was surprising. Then we had Honono in Kiseki. I was like, why would you do that?
So yeah, it was. I like it. I'm looking forward to watch it.
Yeah, like, but it was cute because, but yeah, I've seen like so many people like mess up the Kiseki choreography with the hat.
Of course.
So yeah, if you like Honono, it was like actually like the public like they laughed so hard because she tried to throw her hat and like she threw it like 2 meters in front of her. So yeah.
Yeah, like, well, yeah, Yunana and Nao got their units switched basically. It's like putting Yunana on Omoide Ijo was a bit unexpected, and then I'm not sure why the back dancers were the other two members were Oshirin and Takahata Yuki. But especially since Oshirin already had Junjo Shugi in the afternoon, I think she was maybe one of the only girls, maybe the only girl who had 2 units. And so now she's a dance member or what? What's the...
I remember like seeing Atagon. Same thing. I was like, Atagon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I've got to leave you guys now, but go and talk a bit more.
Okay, see you.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Manasayo. Manasayo was perfect. It's
so now we can just talk French.
We cannot.
We can speak French now for the remaining.
We can speak French and last 2 more hours. No problem.
Yeah.
But when we were watching Manasayo, so I was like, Vita is the last time we see Yukina doing something like that. Damn it! Why is she leaving? The song was so good, and surprisingly, Satokao can sing pretty well. Like not as well as Yukina maybe, but I kind of didn't expect with her Hera character.
Yeah. That's good.
What else was there? I don't know. Enroll was bad.
Yeah, I don't. The only time I've liked like Enroll was just once with Manami, but
with Manami, yeah, of course.
I liked Enro when Shuri was in NMB.
Like the thing is, like Enro is supposed to be like that, like a dancer perf, but like I haven't pretty much. I'm just watching the perf and I'm like, yeah, that's not what I would.
Yeah.
Hey, but like the choreography is not that impressive or anything, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
No, it can look good when you have like really good dancers like
Manami and
yeah, but because it's a bit different from the type of dancing they usually do.
Yeah.
Like many girls who are usually good dancers for regular units are not that good on this one. But that's my feeling usually. But
Go ahead.
I know, just I was checking the set list and I see like Gyakuten Ojisama, and like at the end of Tenshin Oshippo, when you have the girls sending the big balloons in the audience from the backstage, and then at the start of Gyakuten Ojisama, you see Ryoha getting hit by the pink one, the one from Jurina, I guess.
I have a question for you guys. Should we talk about the Laguna Live just ended and the set list came up now? And everyone is posting pictures.
Yeah, the set list?
The set list.
Link the set list and we'll look at that.
Yeah. Here I'll
then, well, there's not much left for the Geishi Hall. No, I guess my favorite part of the concert was the dance battle.
Yeah, so they did, because I remember that was the song with like pretty much like Tani, Kaotan, I don't remember who it was, Wan-chan and Likachu. So pretty much they did, I don't remember the name of the song.
Idol Nantayobanaide,
yeah. So yeah, pretty much they did the cute songs and they inserted like a guy sing like trolling them in the song, like they were saying something cute and it was like Keiko Des. So yeah, it was good.
No, because like the first time we heard him is because it's when they say for the first time on the chorus Idol Nantayobanaide, so don't call me an idol, and the guy was saying I don't call you like that, Yondenai yo.
So yeah, and they had an MC with Makiko and Julina, and pretty much so Makiko was like, yeah, okay, it was funny, it was good, and Julina was yeah, but it's a cute song, it should be done with by cute members, and so yeah, the skit was like pretty much an opposition between doing something funny and like doing something like serious I don't like. And then yeah, you had the team White and Red, I think.
Yeah.
And they did like 2 songs each. Yeah, it was very good.
A group song first, so Jealousy No Alibi for the White team with Makiko. And so yeah, it was unexpected, but it was Kamino who got a solo dance first during the song. Because it's really a battle. You have the white team on the left, the red team on the right, and the white team is dancing, looking at the red team, like challenging them. And then you see Kamino going in front and doing a bit of solo dance. I didn't expect they would choose her, because like the red team, they did it with Soda because she did some kind of ballet, and which was actually really good. Like the first move she did was pretty bad. So that's the solo pair they do, and then she did like 7 turns in a row.
Exactly.
On one leg.
I remember like in K2 when they were doing the ballerina song.
The ballerina,
so it was pretty much Salina, Yuki-chan, and like we've seen Dasu do it like a lot. And pretty much every time I'm like, like the best one is Dasu, like by far, because I've seen like Sally mess up the move a lot on that one. But yeah, she surprised me in this concert. The turns were impressive.
And then Darkness. So the next 2 songs, Darkness and Akaipin, they start with 5 girls dance senbatsu, basically with the captain, so Makiko Julina and 4 others. And so the white team, they really took the best dancers. While the red team is Julina, so she just took cute girls. Doesn't matter if they know how to dance, you know. But yeah, the white costumes didn't look that good, but the red dresses on half of the members were amazing. Like during the MC, after you have Kano-chan and Mio in these dresses, and at some point Mio is saying that she wants to do some gravure in school uniforms, and then she's like, just look at me. Just look at my body. Don't you want to see any gravure from me?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty simple and effective appeal.
Yeah.
Just I'm not going to say much. Just look at me. You'll get it.
The next day after the concert, when I saw her in Handshake, actually I told her that with this dress, and the hairstyle she had, she looked like Fujimoto Miki. A lot, and well, I guess I was the first person to tell her that because she looked surprised, but she really reminded me of her, which is a big compliment.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for the Gaishii Hall, also another thing, not very a fan of that, but yeah, pretty much they had the photo time, so pretty much when we were going through the crowd, and so like I've seen it like live, and it's very good. Like for Lena's graduation, that's the first time they've done it. So when you're in the concert, it's very good.
Yeah.
Like seeing it on pretty much on a DVD, not that interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's some good little gifts I've done. So there's good ones, but yeah, like pretty much. That's the same thing with like pretty much Request Hour, and when we go in the wagon and stuff, I just want to see like the dance with the formation on stage. Yeah.
It's almost more interesting seeing the people tweet the little videos after the concert, because we don't have access to the DVDs, so we're like, oh, that's cool. But then when it actually comes out, we see that, we're like, yeah, no.
Usually it's not on very interesting songs. They just exactly. The generic song, and yeah. Oh, and then when the graduation announcement at the end of the concert, like not the graduation, sorry.
Promotion.
Yeah. No, the promotion. I was thinking about already. I was thinking about the face of Aina. So that's why I said graduation announcement, because that was pretty much it. But it's like Yuasa announced what Aina is graduating. But her face, we don't see her for a long time, but wow, she looks so dead inside.
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed her on the big screen during the concert, but yeah, when you see her with like 2 girls trying to
she was with Yukonian, yeah.
Wow,
but
so dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny with the promotion because I don't remember who we started with, but pretty much they started with, you could see like other members didn't really care, like okay, like
Linka, because they did by alphabetic order, so it was Linka first.
I don't think she was first or second. Okay, Linka, like, pretty much like nobody gives a shit.
Wow, no one knew who she was.
Yeah, exactly. Then Mipopo, and pretty much like as she said, she didn't enter in Team S, so pretty much like I don't think the Team S members really knew her, so pretty much no reaction. And then you had Chibi Ami in E, and pretty much. Like everyone exploded. And that's funny because I think Gina wanted to have her in S, because she was like pretty much she threw herself on the ground like, what? No. So yeah, I think she wanted her in Team S. And like the follow up to the promotion, we saw the backstage. So like my favorite, it was Kohaku with Tani. So like she's our favorite senpai, so yeah, it was very cute.
We see also Mio with Isulin in the backstage just after the promotions. And so of course Mio is super happy and all, but Isulin is like, you're pretending to be happy, but you're just actually you're sad that Ami-chan is not in Team S. She's like, but I'm happy you're there still. And then actually at the just next to Isulin, who is of course super happy and all, you see Negai who is talking to someone else on the other side, not even talking, like just there and looking like completely
because
at the camera talking to Isulin and Mio and she looks back on the other side depressed, starts trying to look again at the camera. I cannot, it's too hard.
I remember that shot because it's kind of like not a very good idea. You had like the two members who got promoted, and like it was like Negai and people are just behind. But like Negai we see her talking with Kaotan, and I don't remember another 6th gen. So pretty much they were Kenkyusei for a long time too. So the good people to talk with.
Now, shall we talk about Laguna?
Yeah, I just opened the set list.
Yeah. So about Laguna, I was a bit scared. So I actually was thinking about going to this because I live very close to Laguna, but last time I went, I was 3rd row. So I was so close to the stage last time, and it was really nice. But the venue is so narrow.
That one.
And so and people took a pic. So I thought maybe they would change the venue, and I was thinking, maybe I'll go because you could buy later. Or maybe I'll go even if I have a back, even if I'm way back, if it's a different venue or no, it was the same venue, and most people got really like if you weren't in the first 5 rows, you couldn't see anything on the stage. It was it's really a bad venue. And you're basically forced to look from anyway. So that was just today, and it just ended a couple hours ago. And
15 units. 15 units. Huh? That's what I want to see.
And some surprising one, because like the first one I see is the Glory Days with
isn't that a bit crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, let's just go through it. So there were 3, I guess, like standard songs with everyone. So Mushiki was the first one, and then we had Mainomeri, and then Mirai Towa. So we had everyone
on Mirai Towa. That's surprising.
I'm just like looking at the second unit, and I'm
the
like,
second unit, right?
Oh god.
Konomune no Barcode with Nao, Kohaku, and Sato Kao. It was horror.
I want to see that.
It's gonna be like an old Dakishimira Etara with Kasai Tomomi or something like that. It's gonna be on that level.
Dude.
All right, so the first unit was Glory Days. Rather surprising lineup here, huh?
Yeah.
Very surprising. And Yokonyan. So
Yokonyan is the only one not surprising, actually. But
that's the only one not surprising, yeah.
But we might want her. Anyway. Yeah.
I should have put her in center, but
center and all. Yeah. Well,
but actually, like it was funny because when Ryoha was doing it, pretty much the 2 others were better dancers. So it was already the Lan and don't remember who.
What? They don't select centers based on skills.
They've
been like all these years.
Oh my god!
They lied to me.
So next we had the unit you guys were going crazy about.
Oh yeah,
dude! I can just see.
Which, it's pretty good, huh? Pretty good lineup. Nao-chan, Kohaku, and Sato Kao.
Yeah, it's just like Yukina or something like that on top of that. Would be perfect.
Yeah, well, I guess you're not graduated, so. They had to put Well, no, Yukina's still in, right? When is she actually graduating?
Yeah, she is.
No, but not yet. But in 2 weeks.
Yeah, end of the month.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be there for the concert.
Yeah.
I don't see her in any unit at least. So.
There's a lineup. Yeah, I don't see her in the lineup. Yeah, she wasn't there.
Yeah, she wasn't there yet.
You know, I'm really good at the name Yahagi in the list now.
Yeah. I know the kanji very well.
I'm sure if we had a member named Maida, you would be very good at finding her too.
Yeah, that too. Then the third unit is a skip.
Yeah, exactly.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, I was
Wimbledon with
just look at the lineup.
Who do we have?
Sarina, Suzuran,
That would be interesting.
Skip. And a pianist with Mio Center. I love Mio dressing red.
Yeah,
so
I was watching that one. Yeah.
The other two a bit surprising. Yucatan and Kamimu on that.
Vertol so Polymer fit.
Yeah.
But Mio in any unit where she's wearing red, like the Cinderella song at the end of Seishun Girls, that's amazing.
Dude, those units. Oh no, I've seen someone is just ruining the next.
Hold on.
No, why?
Okay, so Choko no Yukue. Who do we have, Jeff?
I mean, the beginning is very good. Like you've got Yunana, Ochan, Kochan, Ayamero, Honono, and then Linka.
Yeah, I think Honono is the one ruining it, but
no. Come on. Saying nonsense. And Airi. So yeah.
Oh, Airi. Which unit did she do at? Was it at SSR or Geishiol? I don't remember, but the costumes. Was it Gyakuten Ojisama that she did? Maybe with yeah. The costume, she looked huge in this costume. Like the costume is pretty big. It's kind of padded. It's like a blanket. And but on Ryoha on Ryoha it was fine. On Sakipon already it looked a bit big, but Airi was looked huge. Anyway.
A bit of a weird selection here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, like Ami-chan in it.
Ami-chan, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
Tree Center is always solid.
I mean, it doesn't really fit image-wise because she has such like a lolly image to her. But like, actually, she's a very good dancer, so I'm not that surprised to see her. But
she's gonna perform.
Yeah.
Image-wise,
I'd like to see it. I actually want to see Ami-chan in this. I'd like to see how her how do you call that? How her performance, like her facial expressions are in that. I'd actually be curious. So yeah, Churi, and Ami-chan. So I guess Chris will be happy.
And Okamito Pride with Kuma-chan and Yusuke should be good.
Well,
always up for
Kuma-chan. Kuma's pretty good.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know the next song, Onanoko no Dairokan.
Come on.
How do you not know that?
What is it?
That's from Seifuku no Me, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
Seifuku no Me, the one with that's a unit, like the third unit.
They have a bunch of like not chains, but like
the center has a red dress.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't see which one it is. Well, anyway.
So you've got Tego-chan.
But attends, I know why I don't know it. I'm checking the original members and
like they were changing
it's
a lot.
only old hags.
Like when I was like watching it, it was, I don't even remember who was the center of that. I remember Yumechi was in it, but that's it.
I remember Risako was in it.
Yeah. Maybe she was the center actually.
I think she was the center. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, go check Sakipon, Luca.
Which one?
Nalupi. Yeah, that's why I was going to say Luca, and too many. Nalupi and Yumana. And Yumana is really the own one out.
She is.
But
actually, she fits the image.
Yeah. She does, but
better than the others.
Seeing the other members, it's
Wait, so actually the 5 first units are the 5 units from Tetsuna in the correct order, and these are the 5 from Seifuku no Me, Omoideijo, Chemical Pride, this one, then Kareha.
Yeah,
and then I can see it after it's Lamune. So okay, they did their 15 original units. That's right. Okay, nice.
So I guess all that practice didn't go to nothing.
Yeah. Okay. This one unit I don't know.
It's pretty smart.
It's Masana, Suda, and girls like that in it. That's why I don't. And then
anyway, next, Kairano Station.
It's not Maya. Go on.
No, it's not. It's an old hag called Obamina.
Yeah, and like Kairano Station, I really have to love the girl who's doing it, or I'm just keeping. So
I actually don't like the song. I think it's really boring.
Yeah, it's not like I don't like it, but yeah, I'm not going to, like, in a stage, for example, I'm not going to watch it like 2 times a week. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Unless Yumechi is doing it.
Or unless Rian is doing it on piano with Nao on the sax.
Dude, I still have the video on my computer. Actually. Kaleidoscope with Naki center. That's surprising.
Tagon, Leona, Nono, and Donchan. But same. Okay, but it's same as in the origin, as in Seifuku no Me, like you put the leftover members in.
It's not. It's not even the leftovers.
We didn't even have Maya yet. She's.
Yeah, Naki center is pretty surprising.
It's pretty okay. It's pretty okay.
Next, without Cross with Makiko, Lan, and Yuki-chan.
No, it's Mikoti.
Oh, Mikoti, man.
Mikoti, yeah.
Freaking Genji.
Ouais. Just the same in reverse order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Actually. But just reminds me like seeing Makiko and Mikoti on it, because so they are both original K2
Second
members.
Gen.
But they are original K2 members. But this afternoon, after watching the promotions at Gaishi Hall, I went back to watch Nao's promotions, because I haven't watched it in like, I don't know, 5 years. It was on the day when they reopened the theater in August 2012, and the 6 promotions were so Nao and Sugana Nako, and the 4 others were Makiko and Mikoti to E, Kito Momona to S, and Iguchi Shiori to K2. So the 4 girls who were original K2 got demoted, and then promoted again. And it made me realize that with Barbecue graduating, basically you have 3 members left in K2, and so it's the original captain and 2 of the girls who got demoted for a scandal 1 year after joining the team. So nice. Okay. Anyway.
Let's not talk about the next one.
Yeah, the next one is a skip, definitely. And
I like my trolls but like I'm going to say the same thing as as Julina, but yeah, don't mess with the cute songs with like trolling. I mean, yeah, don't do that to Finland. It doesn't deserve it.
Doesn't deserve it, no. Really not. You do that to Iron's song? No.
And then Manasayo, it's a troll as well. Julina and Suda. Like after watching it with Yukina and Sato Kao, it's gonna be a bit tough.
Yeah, they.
And I think Julina is the better singer between the two.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, pretty sure.
You think? This is one of the songs that if you're in the audience, you just sigh and you groan.
Yeah.
And you spend the next 3 minutes being bored.
Same as when I watched Capin Hill last time at the theater.
Well,
where you look away. Yeah.
I've found Maya.
Yeah, I did too. I think this is the best song of the day.
Already?
That's probably the worst unit. Like just the song itself is probably the worst out of the 15 units. But
yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with that song, so yeah. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is that? And yeah, but
I know, right?
Still cute. I don't know.
Because when I was 14 years old, okay, fine, but like when they revived Lamune, so they switched her to another song in the beginning, so on Cross, I think. Yeah. So it was fine when they put her back on it, like at 19 years old, or maybe she was already even 20. Like, oh, please, no, just no.
Yeah, that's one of those songs that, like, I got forced to watch it because, like, when K2 was doing it, pretty much, I loved the people who were doing it, so I had to watch it, and I kind of like it now, but yeah, it was pretty much got forced into it.
I liked it because there was one request hour. I think it was the one from 2 years ago, and when Anya was performing it, yeah, she looked good. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, anyway, so it's Kinadacho with Maya. Tani,
I'm sure Tani is gonna be super cute in it. Don't worry.
And Kano-chan. Hey, look, Kano-chan.
They all have like long legs, so
yeah,
should be good.
I think.
And next is the real. We have to put everyone in it.
Yeah.
Actually, the garbage unit, yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I pretty much, like, I think from all the original songs, SK songs, it's the song I really, really don't like. Like pretty much,
me too. I always
every time.
This. Yeah. I love Lamine, but this song is just it's the ultimate. Well, no, it's not the ultimate nothing song because that would be the one from what was the name of it? From Reset, the last song. The last minute.
Yeah.
The most boring
something
song.
Sofa.
Yeah. Whatever.
But yeah, because it was at one of the concerts that I watched today, and I was like, hey, what's this song? I know it. Wait. I know I've seen it, and it's not that bad of a song, but I hate it. I couldn't remember why. I checked when Team S do it. Actually, it was the song where they put Anya. So when I saw they were doing Reset, I was like, okay, maybe Seifuku Resistance, let's see. And then they put her on as center of this song, and I was so pissed at it. I don't like this period of Team C and Team S with Anya, etc. It was a complete nonsense. But yeah, that's what made me really hate that song.
Anyway, then we have MC.
And then we've got a bunch of team songs.
So we have Team S, Team K2, and Team E songs. So the Team S song was Hokago. Cool.
That's a good choice. That's a best choice, man.
And then
I've seen it 3 times today. Bokagorai, I've seen it literally 3 times today. It's now like the team song they do all the time. I wish they did Parting Shot or something else instead, but
yeah.
Of course, Julina did the K-pin. That's so surprising, really. Come on.
K2 did Kayugyo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Timmy did Koi no Nawa.
That's a great song. That's the one with like the slow-mo in the PV, no?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Chris knew it. I didn't know it. It shows how...
I'm terrible with with song names.
I'm terrible with B-sides. Unless you put a red glove, then I will remember it. Or if it's something as cute as Kiss Position, maybe I will remember it as well, but otherwise...
By the way, about Pin Heel, about Laka Pin, the back dancers were Kamimu, Rikachu, and I. So I think
same
that was
as
the same
last time, no?
Yeah. And then
actually, no, the K2 songs is from Seishu Bell.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I don't know it.
So that's not even a K2 song. That they have no idea why they're doing that. Okay. That's weird.
And then very interesting Kokoro Ipats with Sudan Kautan.
I actually like the song. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm so sorry that I actually love the song.
Yeah, I actually like it.
Second to last time we see it, that's the only good thing about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Kautan's going to graduate, they're not going to do songs again. Maybe with Tani, maybe, but yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone do that song besides Dasu and Kautan.
Actually, if they do it
Churi and Irie. I saw Churi and Irie do it, and I saw some other...
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, exactly.
If they do it at Barbecue's grad stage, rather than do they have a similar song, but 3 people with Tani. If they do this one, I know some people who's going to rage that Barbecue can have Koko de Ipatsu and Rena didn't get 2 roses, but...
Special dedicace to Misaki.
Yeah.
Dude, the next one, Sekai Gai Naiteru Nana. That song is still so fucking good. So good. Like, they don't do it often. It's part of the medley in Team S. But yeah.
Top 3 best B-sides.
Best PV ever, probably. I love that PV.
Next, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 Yoroshiku, Suda Center.
Shiraburu, Pareowa, Imelda.
So by the way, Julina probably only did a K-pin. Since all the group songs are Suda, Yunana, or now Center.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Bon, okay, so she's back, but not back yet. Bon, okay.
Yeah, that's...
Same old.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did Sayonara with Dasu.
Yeah, as well. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if, for the full team and everything, I don't know if she was there, but I'm going to say she wasn't.
Yeah.
Yep. So no announcement? Nothing?
Doesn't seem like it, no.
No Nagoya Dome, yeah.
No Mizugi. Son of a bitch. I just saw
cold.
I just saw Lena tweeting with some pics of Laguna, so I don't know if she was just there or...
Let me refresh.
I just retweeted it.
I see. No, that's not her. That's a fake account, my friend.
Son of a...
Did you actually believe?
I just watched the kanji and pretty much...
Oh, yeah. Look. biography full of English. Hashtag Lannister. Yeah, that's right now.
It's we're probably going to see. GD.
Sorry, that account, that tweet you just retweeted is that person copied all the pictures from Churi's tweet.
So she's Elena and Churi imitator. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So what's the status of this concert? Like, is it something that's going to be broadcasted on TV in a few months, like the Zero Positions or whatever, or is it a real concert that's going to be in DVD and Blu-ray in 6 months?
Last time they had the theater at Laguna, they showed it on TV, parts of it or whatever. Here, we actually on this Matome article, we actually don't see any details.
Yeah.
It might be announced later.
Okay. Yeah, because if I don't see that barcode, I'm going to be very mad. Very, very mad.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff. No.
But that's like weird. They could have done like the Senbatsu announcement at the end.
Oh yeah.
True.
Actually, but yeah. Guess we're going to have it on the announcement on Twitter like last time.
Yeah.
The last time, I think it was the last time they did the Twitter announcement, Yuasa was so bad he forgot, like, he was going alphabetical, I think, like alphabetically with the members, and then he forgot, like, Yuzuki or Saki, like one of those two, or both. So, like, they were like, oh no, she got dropped, blah, blah. I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot, she's in it. Anyway, these I'm really bad with Senbatsu announcements because I'm always nervous. Although this time I probably don't really have a reason to be nervous, but the last few times it was really hard on me. So I can imagine how worse it would be if you're in person. And you're at the concert.
It's worse because you have 3 girls to look for now, so...
What do you mean? Hey, while we're on that topic, why is my picture still those two?
Why, you've got a new one?
Yeah, we can add one. Yeah.
Should I add Nakai Rika or what?
Okay, why did you post that Nakai Rika group right now?
But
that's what I want to ask you. You like it, huh?
Yeah. Speaking of Senbatsu and Yoroshis, Naki, she's
bye.
Is she 100% chance to get in or not now? She got what, twice in a row?
Yeah.
She got twice in a row, but I don't think. Actually, we were talking about the last handshake with the Maya fans, what our predictions for the next Senbatsu. And most people don't know what they're talking about, but anyway, neither do I. But so what are your predictions? I'm predicting that Naki, if someone drops, it's probably Naki, to be honest.
Yeah.
And maybe people were saying that they expect Sakipon to drop.
I was going to name her as well, yeah.
I don't want to say I hope so, but that sounds a bit...
Like the thing is, I think the one who really needs to get in at least once is Yuki-chan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably the fact that she's in K2 is not helping for Sakipon. So
it's not helping. Yeah. Everyone was every Japanese fan I've talked to, everyone's saying that Yuki-chan has to get in the next single. But I think that's just because of the mentality that people have about Senbatsu, about Sosenkyo, that, if you do that, then you'll have to do that. Again, that doesn't, like Will talked about before, obviously because you're in Senbatsu doesn't mean, because you had a high rank in Sosenkyo doesn't mean.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much the same thing as Naki, it's not a one-time thing. I think they supported Yuki-chan a lot for many years, so... Yeah, I mean, for one single at least.
No. I absolutely agree with that because the reason they put Naki in is like for the same reasons they put Naki in for that first single that she got put in. You have even more reason now to put Yuki-chan in because her rank is actually higher than Maya's rank. It's higher than Roha's rank, I think. Is it higher than Roha or one before? I don't forget how. But anyway, those three were back.
Probably one below, but I'm not sure.
I think it's one. I think she's in between, right? Maya and Roha. Anyway, anyway, so she would be my pick to get in. But
I mean,
I think I would be mega shocked if she didn't.
Yeah, I think like Lena's, she probably like she just screwed herself. I think there was a possibility for her to enter Senbetsu. Now,
sorry, for who?
Ishiki Lena.
Oh, she's done.
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I don't mean she's done as in SK because we don't know what she's going to do in the future. But I don't know what she's dealing with, so it's really harsh for us to kind of like say anything about her. But I feel kind of bad for her fans.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of stupid because maybe they don't feel bad, so I don't know. But like they spent a lot of money, right? Like they spent a lot of stuff getting her up there, and which she doesn't even she never sends any mails, apparently. She doesn't update her Twitter. She doesn't do anything. So I don't know what. Clearly, I think she's dealing with something.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know what.
Yeah, but like for Senbetsu, it's pretty much no. Like
no,
pretty much,
of course,
like management is not going to put someone in Senbetsu with dealing with stuff, and they need like something stable, someone stable who she can pretty much do the job. So I think
actually, go ahead. Actually, I think maybe more probable than Yuki-chan. I don't know. Would be Ruchan actually.
Yeah, Ruchan, Sato Karobak, Mio, or Kano-chan. Any of them could get in randomly anytime. Even Okadamiko could get in.
She could.
Yeah.
It depends on what they want to do with the 8th gen spot. If they want to keep it to 1. Sato Kaho, I don't know if she'll come back either. It's also a question mark.
Yeah.
Was there one last time?
Yeah, Sato Kaho, right?
No, that was. It was this one?
It was this one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, sure.
Right.
I thought it was earlier. No, okay, yeah.
No, it was Yukina and then Kaho. And then no one, then no one from 8th gen, and then Kaho.
Yeah, there was no one in Mushiki, right?
Yeah.
And then Kaho got in this one. Yeah, okay.
But obviously they cannot put 8th gen from K2 in Senbetsu. But
no, come on.
They will have to put a Team S1 at some point. So anyway, apart from Sato Kao, there's like all the popular ones are in Team S. So.
Yeah. But the reason I said Ruchan is because things are looking pretty good for her recently, and management seems to like her.
Yeah, but for sure.
So
but you see, like for example, like recently, but like today, for Mio at the center, in the theater, she's center on some songs, like when they do a punchline at the end of Seishun Girls, usually it's her. So she's like very recently, like it started way after Ruchan, but she's getting some push as well. So I could see her as well.
And I think SKE is done with the let's try to take a new girl and put her in the front or in Senbetsu. I think they are done with that because like probably like the last one was Lala, and since then they haven't done it. I think that's a great idea, really, because like each time you're just going to get a bunch of aunties. So
yeah.
Yeah, when you put an older one like Yukina or Satoko in Senbetsu, like people know that they are not trying to push them to become center. They're already too old for that, so they don't get that much hate. But if when they put Yukina in Senbetsu, they had put like Ruchan instead, she would have taken a lot of hate, and Yukina, like nobody cared.
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree. I think that's actually a really smart way to go about it, and let them develop, and also you also don't run the risk of putting all your eggs in one basket, like over pushing, because then people will say, oh, you're over pushing that girl. How do you know if she's gonna do well? Blah blah blah. You should wait. Actually, that does a kind of good job at doing that, because in the case of Yukina and Satogaho, they knew they could, I guess they knew they had a certain maturity, I guess, to kind of handle that, and that they could trust them, and it paid off, I think.
And the unchecked numbers to back it up, so it wasn't out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way,
I mean, it feels nice. Yeah.
No, I was just curious, the handshake results. It's really three rounds, but for the latest AKB single, I don't think. I don't think apart from Suda or Nao that any girls really sold any slots. But did they increase the number of slots for some 8th gen, or is it still minimum for everybody? Or,
you have no idea. Maybe
I have no idea.
Maybe Mipopo. I remember they added slots, but I don't remember if it was on SKE or AKB. So
I don't know. I think they actually reduced her on SKE a while back, but that was really weird. She went from 3 to 2 or something. Even she was selling them out.
I remember I remember the time when the fans were asking for more slots because they were all not getting tickets for her, but But for the KB1, pretty much SKE, we still have events for the previous singles, and we are going to get the next one. So don't think members going to sell out a lot.
Yeah, but just looking at the numbers, they bumped Ruchan to 11 instead of 6. And I think that's all. Even where is Satokawa? No, Satokawa is 18. Oh wait, that's a lot actually. That's same number as Maya or Kuma in her team, or Ruchan. Apparently, so because why they give the number of slots according to their own numbers that we don't have. But for them, it's Ruchan is clearly second after Satokawa.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the AKB singles don't really matter much when it comes to.
Because pretty much we can see a trend from a year or 2 years ago, and pretty much. It's not don't buy AKB singles, but pretty much it's if
don't buy much.
Don't just buy SK1, buy the SK1.
Yeah.
So okay.
Well, it really doesn't give you much to do that, to buy a lot for the AKB ones. I don't think you're not competing for an AKB Senbatsu spot, which is totally whatever. You're competing for the SK ones, and anyway, they're gonna look at that, and if no girl, if things stand as now, and there aren't that many sellouts, no one's really gonna care,
Yeah, SK is still going to have 2 or 3 spots every single, and pretty much it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. But as for the SK handshakes. As for the SK single handshakes, those are pretty competitive, because whenever they have a handshake here in Nagoya, I'm not gonna say every member, but a good 90% of members sell out all their slots.
Yeah.
For Nagoya, pretty much everyone subs out. So at every single Nagoya handshake, and then Tokyo. Tokyo depends on how many fans you have in Tokyo for the members. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, you know, you kind of have to stay on your game there. Like, you have to always sell out, and keep up with everyone else.
Okay. Should we stop this episode?
I think so. Yeah, good idea.
You're just past 1 hour and a half. Perfect.
Good.
So yeah, next week nothing, pretty much. Not a lot going on.
Yeah, unless we get a Senbatsu announcement, but.
No, yeah.
Not optimist on that.
Yeah, next week on Saturday, I think, there's a 72 event that I'll go to. And there's the release of the documentary.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So it's actually debuting in theaters next Friday, I believe. Maybe Thursday, but there's actually events for that where the members will come to these various movie theaters that are showing the movie. But the show times are so, like, it's on a Friday, and it's, you know, there's showings at 1 p.m. I don't know who can even go there on a Friday to watch a movie.
I can.
Well, not me. I actually wanted to go to one, but the one Maya's at, but I actually don't know how the tickets work and nothing. Anyway. Well.
Yeah, and a bunch of session girls. So yeah.
I think a bit too many.
A bit too many, but yeah, I have a lot of things that I have to see the Zero Posy concert in full.
Right.
And still some revival I still haven't seen. So yeah, should be good.
Yeah.
So we don't have Chris to do the outro, but
who's gonna do it?
We're stuck. We can't end it.
Help, Chris. Get back.
It's okay. I can start talking about Moeka if you want. I can.
Moeka's okay.
I can do it all night.
If it's not Ayaka, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, goodbye, everyone. Probably next week or in 2 weeks. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Join the Discord.